We are live, guys. Eric Jackson here. It is another edition of Let's Learn How to Do Kayak Stuff Even Better Than We Can Do Today. Jackson Kayak Instructional Series. Once again, we're in the MixMaster. We're going to do a whole series of these until we get MixMaster skills down. Why? Because, well, these slicey boat skills, they just aren't readily available right now in the general public. Instructional videos, books, and stuff like that. I mean, unless you get my 1998 Playboating by E.J. book. Stackpole Books did it. You can still probably find it, even though it's out of print. You can get them used on eBay. I sold about 20,000 of those things, but they're not really out there anymore. They're hard to find. Used on eBay is about it. So we're doing super clean cartwheels, just like it says right there on the screen today. Super clean cartwheels happen to be super fun. This is, again, I'm kind of like doing hodgepodge. I'm kind of going in the middle. I went some high-end stuff. I did a mystery move. I did the plowing ender, super basic stuff. I'm just kind of picking them off randomly. I'm not going in order simply because I don't want to get bored and not want to do this anymore. Because I like picking around, like picking and choosing what I want to do next. Anyway, super clean cartwheel is a lot of fun. We're doing this in flat water. Great place to take the MixMaster and try stuff out. Also, the best place to learn your skills in flat water. You don't have a lot of stuff going on. For example, currents and holes and fleshy and not fleshy. There's a lot more variables in whitewater. But don't worry, we will get to the same skills in whitewater. And then we'll also get to skills that you can't do in flat water and whitewater, like that one we did, the mystery move. And don't worry, we'll get to a lot of cool rock stuff too. And it is a lot of fun to have on rocks. I'm actually really looking forward to teaching you guys how to rock spin. Rock spin's been a specialty of mine for a long time. Go up on the rock, go round and round. Maybe I'll even teach you one that you haven't seen a lot of. I bet you've never even seen it in your life or ever heard of it. A few of my close friends have seen it. Something that I created that most people don't want to do because you can beat yourself up to it. It's called the rock and roll. Yeah, it has to do with rocks and rolling. But anyway, we'll get to that another day. You ready to go? Let's do it. I'm going to run you through a couple clips. I'm going to have to turn this MixMaster music down, even though it's super cool. All right, we're going to start off. The first clip you're going to see, this is called Lean Cleans. These are super clean cartwheels, but started without a paddle. That's one technique. We'll get into that because it is an epic way to learn how to super clean. Now, you got Stephen Wright, national champion 2018. Super clean cartwheeling. He started with his paddle on that one, I believe. And then he'll get, the complimentary high five at the end because that was awesome. That's Peter Holcomb in the back. Now, this is a super clean cartwheel. Started with a double pump, but you'll get into that because a couple times I tapped the paddle to help it through, and we're actually going to talk about that because that's very helpful. All right, so that's what we got. Let's get started here from the beginning with the lean clean. All right, what am I doing right here? I'm doing two things. Why is that paddle sticking out like that and all like in position? Number one, I'm leading with my body. Let's make sure there you go. I'm leading with my body. Notice my body is pointed to the right. My head is looking off the right side of the boat. And if you look over on the left side of the screen, the far left over there, see there, woo, I got my cursor on his head. That's Clay Wright. He got a bronze medal in the 2018 National Championships just last weekend, Columbus, Georgia, on the Chattahoochee River. Very cool. And you can also see Nick Troutman's boat right there, but I don't have any clips of either of those guys because Steve and I were paired up. Okay, back to leading with your body. Notice Clay Wright's head is turning to the right. He's cartwheeling to the right. Hey, my head is pointed off to the right because I'm about to cartwheel to the right. My body, my shoulders are pointed off to the right side of the boat. It's called leading with your body. Why? Because I'm cartwheeling to the right. And if your body is made to turn, it's a lot easier to get your boat to catch up And next but not next, my body weight is over the boat. I am not leaning to the side. So this is, if you've listened to my other instructional videos, you know you've heard me say keep your weight over the boat, up and down. In other words, don't lean to the side because you'll fall straight over. Super clean cartwheel means no paddle. No paddle means no brace. No brace means weight over the boat or fall in the water and roll up. All right, where's that cursor? There it is. Bring it down. Next, we're going to talk about how you do use your body weight and your legs and your knees in order to get the ends under the water. Now, just for reference, I'm 160 pounds. Clay Wright's over there. He's in the 7.5 that day, but he paddles a 7.0. He's 175. Stephen Wright is 145 pounds. Okay, so we got some variation in body weights. Boom. Okay, actually I can do this with slow-mo. Let's back it up. All right. How do you get the stern to go underwater? Watch me lean back. Wah, 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 wah. Now, it looks like I'm leaning to the side, but that's because I'm lifting an edge. I'm actually leaning straight back. Now, I lean back. Now, here's the key, folks. We're talking about head, paddle, boat, and body. Right now, body, you lean back initially. Is that when the stern goes underwater? When does the stern go underwater? When you crunch forward. Watch this. Right now, I'm actually crunching forward. That's driving the stern under the water. That's body. So when if you want your stern hits the water, you want to clean your stern, you crunch forward with your abs. You do not lean back. If you lean back, it just pushes the bow down. By crunching forward, or the stern down, crunching forward, it pulls the stern vertical. Leaning back flattens it out. So where does the energy come from that puts the ends under the water when you're not using your paddle? It comes from stomping your feet or lifting your knees. Stomping your feet or lifting your knees. 99% of people are behind on that, meaning when they should be lifting their knees, they're actually stomping their feet. When they should be stomping their feet, they're actually lifting their knees. Why is that? Because you think in order to get your bow down, for example, you need to lean forward. Everybody lean forward in your desk real quick. How do you lean forward? By lifting your knees. You need to lean forward way earlier by lifting your knees. That's when your stern's going under. And then you're already leaning forward when your bow comes down, and that's when you stomp your feet. All right, makes sense? So now watch what I do. My stern's underwater. I'll start leaning forward. Oh, my stern's coming out, and I'm getting forward before my bow hits the water. My bow's hitting the water. I'm forward. It's just hitting. Now watch. I'm stomping my feet. You see my head come back a little bit? I'm lifting up. So my bow's just getting underwater and leaning back. So I'm stomping my feet under. Leaning back. Okay, now boat control, edge control. What are you doing with your edge? When your stern goes under, the first thing it does, you drop a little edge. That's about 45 degrees. And then the second your stern goes under, what do? You switch edges. Look at that. Notice that my right edge, I'm pointing at the screen with my finger and you can't see it. Let me use the cursor. It works better. So the stern's under the water, and now you're switching other edges. What happens when you switch edges? Your stern scoops under. What happens when you lift that edge? The volume pops it back out, and that gives you momentum to get the next end down. Now what we're doing is lean cleans, which is a way to get into super clean cartwheels. Boom, weights forward. Why is my paddle going up in the air right there? Why did I go like this? I actually wasn't leaning forward hard enough. I needed to by lifting my paddle up, I'm putting more weight on my feet. Watch those bows underwater. My edges drop. See that edge is coming, just popped out. This edge is going under. Now what happens if I leave that edge under too long? It stalls out. If I don't have enough momentum, it goes and then it pops out and you're done. So how do you keep going? You've watched the boat. even though it looks, my eyes are closed, I don't know why, but you watch the boat, it's going under. If it starts slowing down, that's when you switch edges and pop it back out. Yeah, it would be cool to just be doing lean cleans nice and vertical, but in the beginning, as you're getting the momentum going, you can only go under so far. All right, where's my cursor? There it is. See that edge switch? Right there to right there. And what happens when you switch the edge? The bow pops out, and that momentum of popping out gives you the momentum to lift the stern under. Now we're getting some action going. Lift that edge again on the stern. Boom, drop, lift. Boom, now we're going. Momentum there. Edge down. See how much edge is down? It's scooping. Now what? You don't want to stall out. Watch right now. Switch edges. Whoa. Switches. Boom. Cool. All right, let's go back and watch that. I know that was kind of slow-mo. Let's watch it in real speed again. Drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift. I'm talking about the edge. Drop, lift. There it goes. Now the momentum's going. Drop, lift. Boom. Cool. I'm leaning forward, and what should I do right there? At that moment, my bow's under the water. I'm leaning way forward. If I don't want it to stall out or I want to get more vertical, what do I do? Do I lean forward harder? No, we talked about this already. Lean back a little bit. Watch my body come up. No, I don't know that I will. I could do it wrong, but there it is. That motion up drove the bow under further. Now I'm leaning back, and now what? Now, right at this stage, I'll crunch forward. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, I won't. I'm going to go into the stern stall. Hey, we'll get into that later. Pirouette. Okay, cool. Let's watch Steven. Now, this is the same skill set, but as far as getting vertical lean cleans, this is an easier way to do it. Why? Because you're using your paddle to get the bow under, and you get nice momentum going, and you're nice and vertical. Now, when I say nice and vertical, I don't mean 90 degrees. Remember, you can't bow or stern stall at 90 degrees. 60 degrees, 45 to 60 is your angle that you can keep your weight over the boat and that you can super clean cartwheel. 45 to 60, 45 to 60, 45 to 60. Under 45, you'll be doing the lean cleans like you saw, and you won't be popping through easy. You won't have enough weight over the boat. Over 60, you're going to have a hard time balancing. All right, Steven, nice, and now watch. Boom, edge down. Boom. Sweet, 145 pounds, folks. He's known as the Hobbit King, and he's super cleaning the MixMaster 7.0. Just so you know, there's no other boat that's a slicey boat out there that you can do that at 145 pounds. Let me repeat myself. If you want to do this, you can't just do it in any boat. You can't do it in any boat made in the 90s or early 2000s. They didn't make them in the 80s. You want to do this, you need a MixMaster 7.0 up to about 175, 180 pounds. At 165, 170 up and up, you can do it in a 7.5. That's right. Now, why is it that you can only do it in that? Because of the combination of the length and the volume and the shape. We made it so you could super clean. We weren't super cleaning in flat water back then. It just something people didn't do. The boat before the Triple X, for example, was the X. X, only about 25 people in the world could flat water cartwheel that boat. That's right. It was not a normal skill for people. It was like a superhero skill. Triple X made it a lot easier, but were people super cleaning? Ego, super ego, vengeance, all that stuff. Sessions. Sorry. MixMaster, you've been super clean. Shameless plug, but it's true. There is no, just the way it is. Okay, here we go. We're going high speed, boom, and he's done. Oh, we're going to use this as a troubleshooting, even though he wasn't in trouble. He basically just stopped. But, all right, watch this end. Here we go. We're going to go into slow-mo. This is what happens when you drop your edge too much and don't lift it again. You don't scoop it out. Remember, scoop it out. Drop the edge and then lift it out. If you just drop the edge and hold the edge, at some point, it's going to stall out. Watch, drops a lot of edge. He never switches, and it stalls out. Now, the reality is, this is U.S. National Champion Stephen Wright. He left the edge down so he could stop and look at me and talk to me and say, hey, AJ, what do you want me to do next? All right, next clip. Yeah, high five. All right, this is the same thing. Now I'm going to show you a way to cheat. That's right, I am cheating on this one. You'll see that my first bow end, I cheated like I don't know, but I cheated. And now cheating is okay. It's okay to cheat if it's just a way to help you learn. Now, if this was a freestyle competition and they were deciding whether to give you a super clean cartwheel or not, or whether to use your paddle, I would not get the super clean because my paddle touches the water on my first end. But don't worry, I don't cheat on the next one. Okay, initiate bow. Now watch. Where does head look? Head and body leads. Weight over the boat. Edges dropped. What do I do now? Lift the knees. I don't know if you notice right there, I'm actually leaning forward a little bit more than right there. Look right there, I'm leaning back slightly. Leaning back slightly. Watch me crunch right there. Why? If you don't crunch there, you will not be leaning forward in time to get your bow down. Lean forward. Ooh. And leaning forward, leaning forward, leaning forward, leaning forward, leaning forward, leaning forward. And what am I doing right there? I am, well, touching the water. Boom. Now, at that moment, watch my head go back. Right there. What am I doing? You know the answer to this. I'm stomping my feet, which causes me to lean back slightly. This is how you get the bow down. This is good. Boom. Pull the stern under. Don't worry, I'm not going to cheat that way. Ooh, almost, but I didn't. Look at that. See that paddle almost touching? Didn't touch the, whoa. Boom. Stomp feet. Boom. Nice. Lift knees. All right. There we go. Now let's just go ahead and split wheel, cartwheel, pirouette the other way. Why? Because, whee, super fun. All right. Troubleshooting. Super clean cartwheel. Back to the lean clean. Troubleshooting. Dropping too much edge. How do you know if you drop too much edge? If you drop too much edge, you drop the edge and then it gets rejected. It doesn't go all the way through. That's one way to know. Another way to know if you drop too much edge is you go past vertical, like on the stern, for example. All right, another troubleshooting, right anywhere in there, if you're doing the lean clean, if you feel the need to brace, if you have to brace, what does it mean if you have to brace? Like right there, let's say I have to tap the water so I don't fall over. That means that's right, didn't keep your weight over the boat. Weight over the boat, the body leading, drop edge, scoop edge. Super fun. Now, is it the same in Whitewater? In many ways, it is the same as Whitewater. Just add all the fury of the hole, the foam pile, and all that. So it takes a little bit more skill, water reading skill. So one more time going through, and let's crank up the volume. MixMaster song. Stephen Wright. I can't find my cursor. There it is. There we go. This is the last one. Super clean. Maybe stern split, stern pirouette. Maybe we'll do the stern pirouette next. Alright, EJ signing off. Time for me to do some learning, folks. Bass strategies.